Hi, welcome to Sexy Timeless Talk. We are one day away for New Year's Eve. I do hope that 2021 first of all to be free of pandemic. I am Luisa Diaz, author of Sexy is Timeless. I'm founder of Luisa Diaz Foundation, which is a celebration of kindness, coming to you from Manhattan, New York. In my special guest today is a digital creator and founder of All the Pretty Birds, coming to you from Milan, Tamu McPherson. Welcome, darling. How are you? But first, let me introduce to you my fabulous friends and co-host.
Hello, everybody. Happy holidays. I'm Samantha Basuto Drucker, your lifestyle genie and host of Love and Design Project, coming to you from beautiful, sunny Hollywood Beach, Florida.
Hey everyone, it's Delana Dixon, editor-in-chief of divagalsdaily.com, and I'm in Grovetown, Georgia.
Tamu, hi. How are you, darling?
I am well, but I'm a little how should I say? I'm inspired by the fact that Samantha and Delania are in warmer places. I'm in Milan. Thank you for the warm introduction and the warm invitation. It's really lovely to be here with you. I am basically, I think, 4 days off of quarantine. So yesterday and today was the first time I've been outside since November 8th. And
Wow.
yeah, and I'm kind of really inspired by the fact that you guys are in warmer climates and that you're going to be going to a warm climate for the
Yeah.
holiday. So I'm not gonna
Yes,
say
yes,
jealous because women are never jealous of each other, but I'm
yes.
gonna say I'm inspired.
Thank Thank you, darling. And it has been such a long time since we saw you. We saw each other in Milan in our honeymoon. Well, it was not you and I honeymoon, it was my husband and I honeymoon. So it has been 3 years ago. So, and I'm so happy for you. You're doing so well in what you do with all the pretty birds, which I wanted to, first of all, how do you come up with these ideas of all the pretty birds and what it really stands for?
Okay, so basically, the name of my website, I came up with it because when I was working at Active Media with Alan Brown, my boss, I had a boss,
Yes.
Luba. Mhm.
Before you go to the story, I want to share this because I was talking with my husband last night, and I say, honey, I really want you to, tell me more about Tamu and how you met Tamu. So Tamu was an assistant on his company, and Alan is the president of the company. And she just only like the second day that she's at the company, she knocks Alan's office, and she's like, "Hi, I am Tamu McPherson, and I just want to introduce myself." And my husband say, "I thought she really has big balls because everybody was afraid of me." I walked to the office, and everybody like scattered. It's like, "Oh my God, Alan Brown is coming," and Tamu was like, "Hi, Alan Brown." I love it. I love that. This is a go girl.
I felt completely welcomed there, and my direct manager, her name is Luba. Well, at the time, Luba Vreeland, and the thing about her was, I thought that she is really like tough and like she's excellent at her work, but she had a really soft side, and she had a friend working in the office, and if that friend had like a tough day and would come to into the office and would look kind of sad, Luba would always like look up from her desk like 1 minute before looking up. She could have been on the phone with someone like yelling for her deliverables, like, where is my stuff? And then she would see her friend end the call and she'd be like, what's the matter, pretty bird? And I was like, I think I was 20 or 21 at the time. Maybe I was 20 at the time. Um, to observe
Few
that
years
kind of,
ago. Few years ago.
yeah, exactly. To observe that kind of endearment between women, it was a lesson for me, and it was such a positive lesson about how women love each other and support each
Yeah,
other.
love
That
that.
pretty birds kind of moniker just stayed in my head. the first book that I read when I moved to Italy, when I was studying Italian, is called Seta. And in that book, there's a scene where the silk lord, the silk merchant, goes to buy silk from a silk lord, and the silk lord has purchased like an aviary for his girlfriend, his young girlfriend. It's a little tricky, the story, but the words that describe the scene that the silk merchant witnesses is like, there was this aviary with a crazy like flock of birds, and they were just flying, and they were so beautiful, and it was just it just reminded me of that pretty birds, and it reminded me of the fact that we all love to get dressed up, we all have our
Yes,
personal style, we're all interpreting whatever the trend is, and so we're all pretty birds, and everybody's style is
I love
valid,
it.
everybody's style is beautiful, so that's where it came from.
I love it. I love this story. And you know, Tamu, one of the things as well that you love fashion, but also you have a law degree and you have a business degree. But fashion has been your passion. So how does passion start? Like, how do you decide? I do not want to be a lawyer. I don't want to be, or this is really have helped you to really get the business where you are right now.
So I have always been fortunate to have a really supportive community. And when I was in law school and business school, I had a friend who just kind of pulled me aside one day, and she was like, I think your spirit is in fashion. And the way that I registered that was, yeah, sure, I could go and work for a law firm and work like for 8 years and then go in-house at a fashion company, or I could use the business degree and go work as a luxury retail analyst at a bank. The great thing is that I had mentors like Alan kind of like supporting me through this time of like confusion and questioning, and not being sure what path to take. So it's kind of like I had guides kind of ushering me into making the decision, so that the decision didn't seem so scary. So when I made the transition, it wasn't so scary because I had great business advice as at least to fall back on. So I've been very fortunate always with my community to be guided in a really supportive, inspirational way. So that's why I made the decision.
So another question I wanted to ask you, Tamu, is of course you are so ultra fashionable and I love your style, um, and you do not dress your age and neither believe dressing your age. So what does it really mean to you?
So basically, I think style is timeless, just like sexiness is timeless.
Ah, love it, love it. Yes, sexy
And
style.
I think that if you're passionate about style and fashion, you have to basically, pick the pieces that you love, because why are you investing in them if you don't love them? So choose what you love, work on interpreting your style, work on making it work for you at any age. Don't limit yourself. To societal norms about what you're supposed to wear at a certain age. They're not important and they're not relevant. And we all know that style plays a major part in how we feel and how we navigate the world. So if you're putting society's limits on yourself about what you're supposed to wear, maybe you're not going to be enjoying your world as much and your experience as much. And and it's not fair. And a lot of these rules are antiquated as the world turns. As the
That's
world
right. As the 2021 is tomorrow, so
Yeah.
all that is antiquated. You are so right. How do you feel, ladies? Delena, how do you feel about that? About dressing your age?
As we all know, I'm a very petite woman. I am just under 5 feet. So I've always felt that when I try to put on very sophisticated clothing, I look like I'm trying to dress up in my grandmother's closet. So a lot of times I look like I'm dressing like a 12-year-old schoolgirl in flared skirts and tops that maybe are a little shorter. That's one of the reasons why it's so important for me that I do a lot of upcycling. Like this dress that I'm wearing, which I feel is very sophisticated, sophisticated. I actually bought it bigger and then I sized it down to my own size. So I would tell people anything when it comes to clothing, tailoring is key. Even if you don't do it yourself, find a great tailor who can take in, doesn't have to be expensive clothing, but just take it in, nip it and tuck it perfectly to your body. You'll feel like $1,000,000 even though you only spent 10.
Oh, I love it. I love that saving. Very important for 2021. Samantha, darling, what do you think?
Well, I am adventurous. For example, I'm wearing this sea green sparkly gown today, and I never wear this color. So I'm willing to try things that I don't usually do. But I love sparkles, and I love gold, and I love leather and suede. And I think I have a very defined sense of style that is timeless and sexy, and really doesn't have anything to do with trend or age. It has more to do with my personality and my sense of self, and I'm aware of my silhouette, so I know what looks good, you know, on my shape, on my structure. So yeah, I think that, you know, fashion is really about individuality and your sense of self. I'm a
That's
rock
all
star.
right. And I speak about individuality is one of the chapters in my book. Sexy is timeless. I can share with you ladies that my style, I am very feminine. I love embracing my femininity. I am not afraid being a girl. And yes, I am very elegant. I love elegance. I love bows. I love clean cut. So I love a sparkling. So all depends of my mood. And my husband always say to me, baby, I never know who is the girl I'm going to take out tonight. Because I always had different style. Can be the very sophisticated, the elegant, the girly one, and sometimes I feel like hippie too. So it's a mood, and I think we should all embrace that. We are not only one person. I do not believe that. I have
Oh,
many
definitely not.
layers.
Definitely not.
Right, Tamu? Many layers, like an onion. So, Tamu, you know, the lifestyle right now, the new thing is virtual, like this show, you know, Sexy Stylist, having you from Milan, having my girlfriends from Miami and Georgia. So, what is going to happen with fashion now on, Tamu? How do you see that? Because I know that you have been working for the best designer in town, which I want to know who are they as well. I know, but I wanted to share it with the audience.
So I feel style is so important for us as humans. You know, we need style and we need clothes to cover us, and so style is going to move forward. I think this is a period for us to definitely press the reset button and to consider how we're producing the collections, how we are consuming the collections, how what impact we're going to have on society with the values and the principles that we promote and that we align with certain brands. However, I definitely believe that fashion and the business is alive and well. I have friends who write me constantly. They're shopping. They want to know what they should buy, what they should
Really?
wear. This morning I went to a sample sale of a really great designer here in Milan. And, you know, it was by appointment, but the girls were out. They were out with their credit cards trying on everything in sight. And because, you know, don't know I don't know what the samples sale situation is, because I feel like I've been on quarantine longer than I have been out. But if people were ready to shop, people were like there. People were
Even though we have nowhere to go, we have nowhere to go right now, but we need to go and shop, right?
exactly. And I think, you know, I mean, I think just from observing even just the social media accounts that I follow, people are like, you know, this dress brings me so much joy. I'm gonna put it on even if I'm at home. And these holidays I'm going to dress up because I need that moment of a festivity
Yes.
of feeling like I'm going somewhere, and even if it's at home. So we're not going to give away those, we're not going to give up those rituals altogether. We're going to maintain them because, you know, fashion and style adds a spark and a little magic to our lives.
Totally, and also to our mood, because when
Yes.
we look fabulous and feel fabulous,
Yeah.
right? We even feel better about ourselves. So, ladies, the new year is over. Well, the last year, the old year, right? And we made it. Oh my God, 2020, we made it. I mean, I know it has been very challenging year. So, in one or two sentences, ladies, what are your thoughts about this year? Well, past year, tomorrow. What are your thoughts, Delina? What are your thoughts about this past year?
I mean, this year has been extremely challenging, but it's also been very enlightening. I feel people had to put their vulnerability out there so they could survive. I know for me, a lot of things have changed in my life. Some things I had to let go of, but I've allowed new things to come into my life. So it's been a very mixed, blessed, tough, but blessed situation.
What about you, Tamu?
I definitely feel like there's been a lot of loss and a lot of sacrifice, but I do think that there has also been a lot of opportunity for change and opportunity for improvement. And I do think that there have also been some magic moments. And, this was a huge shift. And the funny thing is, we were looking for 2020, the best year of our lives. And I just think it was 2020 clear vision and reconciling a lot of things that we needed to work through and let go, like Delana said. And I'm very hopeful for 2021.
I totally agree with you, ladies. I do believe that 2020 to me has been, not only to me, I think it's to humanity, has been an awakening year to show us what is truly important in our life. Our families, our loved ones, and it's go back to basic, which is kindness and love. And sometimes we take basics for granted, right? Because it's so basic, because it's always there, and we take it totally for granted. And this is like a shaking, like, hey, sometimes what we think is important is not as important what is next to you. So I am looking forward to 2021. Plus, the show Sexy Style was born during the pandemic. This is a pandemic show, Tamu. Okay, this is we have to be creative. And one of
Yeah.
the things I find out is it's a few things that I really love about this pandemic. Of course, my heart goes out to all the families who have lost a loved one. But also, one of the things that I love is the kindness that humanity has shown for each other. People have come together and say, "How can I help? What can I do?" And love that, because I think in this world right now, we were really needing to see that kindness is still alive, and kindness lie within each of us. But sometimes we're trying to suppress it because we think that is weakness. I always said, do not confuse my kindness for weaknesses, because they are two different things. So, and I'm glad that during this pandemic we had show and we have seen so many great people coming together. And I love everybody, because humanity, we are amazing human beings, right, Tamu?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, ladies, what is the best memory for New Year's, like, or in the past years? For example, I can share with you, ladies. Oh, by the way, was in Paris with my husband 3 years ago or 2 years ago. Oh my God, we had the best time at the St. George Four Seasons in Paris, and we stayed there, and we had this lavish party, New Year's Eve party. We drank so much champagne. We had the best time of our life, and it was such a dear New Year for us. And we really can't wait to go to Paris and recreate that. But also I wanted to share with you, when I was growing up in Venezuela, and I grew up with my grandparents, and my grandmother had 15 children. So it was so important to be, it doesn't matter where you are, to run to the family and just hug them for New Year's to your family and friends, was the first person that you want to hug, the person that you really love and care. And I always remember running because I wanted to go and hug my grandmother. And I miss that. I miss my grandmother. What about you, girls? I'm going to start crying. What about you, Dilena? What is your year's memories about New Year's?
As you know, the airlines do this thing. If you get a certain amount of points, then you go to another level tier, and then you get like upgraded to first class. So I only needed about 200 more miles to get to this class. So what I did is I actually flew down to Georgia. I was in New York at the time. I flew down to Georgia on New Year's Eve. I spent it with my family, which I hadn't done in years. We went to bed, I rented a hotel. I said, just come to Atlanta. We'll spend the night. My mom and my sister both fell asleep before midnight. I went down to the bar by myself and just cheered people in the lobby. And then I flew back the next day, January 1st, first class.
Oh, you go, girl. That's the only way to go. Samantha, darling, oh, we lost you for a little bit, but we are talking about the best New Year's Eve memory that you have. Share with us.
Yeah. So, best New Year's Eve memory I ever had was celebrating with my family in Colombia, in Peru, in the islands, off the coast of Cartagena, Colombia. And there's something called El Año Viejo that you burn. And it's like make a scarecrow with all the old clothes, all the rags. You make the scarecrow, and then you write notes about your wishes for the new year. And then you put it in the scarecrow, and then you set the man on fire. You burn el año viejo. You literally burn all the bad things from the past year so you can let the new year in. And my cousins and I would spend like the entire day building this thing. And so that is maybe one of my happiest New Year's memory. I just wanted to say, I know I missed the fashion thing, but I shopped by Zoom recently with my friend Lynn at Interplay Couture because I can shop by Zoom. And that's what I've been doing because it's important to get dressed, even if we're at home, because it makes us feel human.
Yes, yes, yes. And totally. And I wanted to add to that in Venezuela as well, we have this tradition that 5 minutes before the New Year's, we eat 12 grapes for each month to bring good luck. And also, we have the suitcases that you can grab the suitcase after the New Year's ring. Even you can put some clothes or empty and just run around the block just for like if you want to travel during the year, like a new, like, how do you say, believe. And also, it's good to wear a yellow underwear for good luck. What about you, Tamu?
First of all, I have like all these traditions to try now. So the best New Year I've ever had, New Year's Eve, is when my girlfriend Margit figured out that she should just host New Year's Eve at her house, because for a number of reasons. We usually spend New Year's Eve in Switzerland, and you can go to these very lavish parties, but they're never that good, it doesn't work out so well. But I love a house party. Margit and her husband are wonderful entertainers, and we can have all our kids there. So it's kind of like, you're there with your family, you're there with your children, they're all playing together. They used to go to school together. All you have to do is bring the champagne and the caviar. Margit is the best chef ever. And everyone just comes there. My husband loves firecrackers, don't tell anyone. And he can light firecrackers in the backyard and like entertain the kids. And like we're super dressed up, but then we're throwing on moon boots to go run in their backyard in the snow. And then when the kids are tired or when you're tired, you just pack it up and go home. Best. So the year, I don't remember, it's a tradition of ours. I don't remember what year we started. We've gone to like all the best parties in Switzerland and we've tried them out, but
I love it.
It hasn't been.
Yes, it's nothing like it, right? With the And we used to do that too, a lot of the firecrackers. And I used to scare me so much. I used to hate it. And my uncle used to do a lot of cohete, a lot of fire.
Yes.
So it's so I miss that. I miss that moment. So before we go, ladies, I wanted to share with you that one day I was in Whole Foods with my husband, and we are doing some grocery shopping. And I always like to get magazine, mostly Oprah magazine, because I love Oprah. So I get the Oprah magazine, and I am here in my house, lounging and looking at the magazine, and I say, "Oh my God, Tamu McPherson!" Tamu, and I saw Tamu. Of course, this is an edition of that was for the November, I think,
November, yes.
the November issue. And so I
And
said, honey, Tamu. So, Tamu, darling, congratulations. So please,
congratulations.
yes, share with us how that makes you feel. And did
Oh,
you meet Oprah?
okay, no, so
Yes, she shared.
I have to figure out how to do it by my face. So basically one day Rocky, who works with me on All the Pretty Birds, she writes me and she's like, "Oh, the mothership has landed." She was like, "They want to shoot you for, this edition." And I mean, and it's tricky because it's going to be a virtual shoot, but then they're trying to do it in a specific time and they're trying to find a location, and then they're trying to get the clothes there. And we're in, like, United States is pretty much, in peak lockdown or like surging moment. And then we're in summer in Italy. So it wasn't the most simple thing, but we made it work because I happened to be going to this fabulous hotel for a few days. The only like vacation where we spent at a hotel this summer. And I was like, I could shoot it here because it's iconic. I mean, it was great. It was fun. It was done virtually with an app. This young photographer who's amazing, who's based in LA. And then the writer was just awesome. And the whole team is amazing. But it was a huge honor. It was not on my radar. I didn't know that their team knew who I was.
I love it. I love
And
it.
yeah, and it was just such a huge honor to be included with the women that they included me with. It's incredible. And I was just so honored. I mean, I love Oprah, like you said. I love her. She is my like spiritual guide, in the sense that I have discovered so many spiritual teachers, because she's been really in touch with this side of her spirituality from day one. And I just kind of,
Yes, me too.
you know,
Me too.
I'm so honored.
I'm so happy for you, darling. And so now, ladies, one word, because we are so over time right now. One word, New Year's resolutions, lady. Do you do New Year's resolution? And what is your New Year's resolution? Samantha, very quick, darling.
So I'm going to finish my New Year's resolution is to finish losing all of my COVID weight. And I want to take it one step further because I have a huge birthday coming up in about 6-7 months. And I want to be at my very, very best physical condition for my big 5-0.
Oh my goodness. What about you, Dilena?
I'm going to be drinking less, so I am drinking a non-alcoholic wine. Right here I have Bonafide, which is alcohol without the alcohol, and to bring more love into my life in 2021. I think I can do it.
Ooh, okay. Tamu.
I am going to up my manifestation game. I mean, I've been getting practice, but I'm going to knock it out the park this year. Visualization and manifestation out the park.
Yes.
I'll be
Good.
working on
I
that.
am so much into that as well. I am so much into manifestation. Are you into Dr. Chopra?
Yes.
Me too. Me too. We
Yes.
go too.
All
Yes.
of us.
Yes. Well, for me, my New Year's resolution, which I usually don't do it, but I would think it to be healthy, to take care of my health, and just to enjoy. to enjoy everything that I do. As long as I enjoy, I will continue doing it, and to be happy. To be happy. That's the only thing I want.
I
Just
think
to
we've
be happy.
worked so hard this pandemic through the challenges. We have persevered and we have all been so hyper productive that I just feel that in 2021 is going to be a continuous flow of manifestation for all the groundwork and the seeds that we laid this year.
Yes, yes. So, ladies, thank you so much. Let's say Happy New Year to our audience. Feliz año. Feliz año. Let's say Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for watching. And I will all see each other 2021. And I hope this year is 2021 is going to be the best year for all of us and for everybody that's watching and for the whole world. Positive energy, love, and kindness. Feliz año. Feliz años a mi familia en Venezuela. Feliz años, mami. Feliz años, Auntie Marina y todos mis hermanos. I love you. Los quiero. Be kind to yourself. Another. Feliz año.
Feliz año.
Happy New Year.